What is up, all my fight squirrels? In today's video, we're gonna be doing a Jiu-Jitsu submissions tier list. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the first submission is going to be the rear naked choke. So, if you didn't know what a rear naked choke is, here's a visual. Guys, what do we think of the rear naked choke?
It's very low skill, and it's very hard to escape from if you get it locked in.
True. I would say rear naked choke is an S tier in my book.
Yeah, it's really.
I'd say S tier.
All right, next up is the ghillie. In my opinion, the ghillie, it's all right. It's kind of hard to get at times, so in my opinion, it's like a B tier.
I think the guillotine really complements a longer, stringier physique and style of fighter. So I would say guillotine as a high B, low A tier.
All right, next up is the loop choke. Oh yeah, it's like an Ezekiel in some ways, but I would say I don't know. It's probably about in the B tier for me.
Loop choke is one that you can just grab that collar and then shoot it a lot, but it's kind of easy to get out of. So I'd say it's pretty mid, C tier for me.
So rear cross collar, it only works in gi, which definitely puts us down quite a bit. It's not really good for MMA at all. It's mostly just good for jiu-jitsu, and that's with jiu-jitsu with gi. So it might be an F tier, to be honest.
I think
I've never once done a rear cross collar. It's just too difficult to get, and it's so basic you don't even think of it. Honestly, D tier.
yeah, I agree. I think D tier is too hard to get.
Next one, the Ezekiel. The Ezekiel is a very, very basic move, but it can be hard to get at sometimes, especially if you have fat hands like me. So, in my opinion, it's a D tier.
Ezekiel is kind of for unskilled people, people who are very low in skill, and it's just kind of crushing their neck. So it's really for noobs. I'd put it at mid. So
Yeah.
I'd say C tier.
Bow and arrow choke. Now, bow and arrow choke is really just for gi, so that definitely puts it down some pegs, but it is very effective in gi, I would say.
Yeah.
But also, I've never actually gotten it in a real match, so it might have to be in C tier.
I would agree with C tier because it's kind of hard to get, and it only works in gi.
Yeah, I think that's C tier. Gettable.
Next, one of my favorites is the arm bar, baby.
Yeah.
Arm bar. Arm bar. Now, I know you can't break someone's arm with it, but it still hurts very bad. And you can do it from so many different positions. It works in gi and no gi. It's one of the best moves in jiu-jitsu. And people actually get it in MMA also, which definitely, I would say, makes it an A tier.
If you're really high level and you know what you're doing, you're pinching your knees, you know how to finish that arm bar, it's very high level. I'd say maybe high B, maybe an A tier.
Knee bar, extremely dangerous, which makes it, but I would say it can be very hard to get at times, and almost impossible in MMA, which I would say makes it a B tier.
Yeah, I'd say knee bar, compared to other leg locks, it's just not as good. I'd say C tier.
Darce choke. Darce chokes are one of my favorite. They can be hard to get at times, but they're very fun. You can do them in gi and no gi, which makes them very good. And people have even gotten them in MMA, which I would say makes it a solid A tier.
Now, Darce Choke, when you get that locked in, when you roll them, there's nothing like it. I'm gonna have to say S tier.
Okay, heel hook is next.
Ooh.
Heel hook, also a very dangerous move, just like the knee bar. So, but also it's very hard to get. Easier in jiu-jitsu, but MMA it's very hard to get. Not many people have ever gotten it. So I would say that makes it I would say it's easier to get in a knee bar, so I'd put it in low B tier.
I would agree. Heel hooks, they're very like in high level jiu-jitsu. People are always doing heel hooks, so I feel like they're very high level, and they're not like that complicated. You're just hooking their heel, so I'd say B tier.
Straight ankle lock. What's a straight ankle lock?
That's just the one where you have their leg and then you go.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably not as good as a heel hook, to be honest.
I'd put it low B.
Yeah, low B. Below heel hook. Okay, Omoplata.
Omoplata.
Omoplata. Definitely, it's kind of like a Kimura in some ways. It hurts your shoulder really bad. It's very easy to string that together with like a triangle, you could say, from guard, or maybe like an armbar even. So I would say high B tier.
I'd say like C tier.
All right, next one is the Kimura.
Come on.
The Kimura is a very, very simple yet difficult move to finish. You really have to use strength a lot on this one, so I would put it down a couple just because of that. Like, you really have to be strong to finish this one. I would say that makes it like a B tier.
I'd say low B, but at high levels it can be used effectively if like you have a really strong base and you're setting it up well.
True.
Yeah. I used to get it all the time when I get a white belt, but I never get them anymore.
All right, next one is the clock choke. Now the clock choke is only in gi, really, so I would say that makes it definitely worse. And also it's kind of hard to finish too. So I would say that's definitely like a D tier submission.
Yeah, I'd say D tier.
I'd say D tier, but I tried to get it once. Like, I got it once. The other time I tried to get it, the person just like put their head out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super hard to get.